This is MTG Burgeoning, and everything you need to know about this channel, from subscriber reward series and giveaways to regularly scheduled content and programming, can be read in the description below. Today is Sunday PHONday, and we're back building around our oh-so-favorite Shapeshifter with Changeling in a deck based on Shapeshifters with Changeling. Welcome back, MTG Burgeoning community. It is that time again. It is Sunday PHONday here at MTG Burgeoning, and what could be more fun than Morophon the Boundless? Today we are going to continue our Build Around series featuring Morophon the Boundless, and we are going to continue to add more and more Shapeshifters with Changeling to our EDH deck. If you missed any of the previous installments in this series, you can click on a link in the description below and we'll bring you right up to speed. The creatures already in this deck, a quick brief review of them. We have Universal Automaton, Imposter of the Sixth Pride, Avian Changeling, Irregular Cohort, Amoeboid Changeling, Mistwalker, Changeling Outcast, Skeletal Changeling, Venomous Changeling, Woodland Changeling, Guardian Gladewalker, and Masked Vandal. Those were the first 12 creatures added to the deck, 12 Shapeshifter creatures with Changeling. So now, let's increase the quality of our Changelings a bit with this baker's dozen of Shapeshifters with Changeling. First on the docket is one copy, of course, of Shapesharer. 1 in a blue, it is a Changeling, of course. It's a 1/1 body, but for 2 in a blue, target Shapeshifter becomes a copy of target creature until our next turn. Shapesharer going in. Number 2, back to Modern Horizons. Unsettled Mariner, white and a blue for a 2/2 Shapeshifter with Changeling, and whenever you, being us, or a permanent we control becomes the target of a spell or an ability an opponent controls, counter that spell or ability unless its controller pays 1. Because our Shapeshifters with Changeling may be prime targets for removal, including Unsettled Mariner will be nice to give a layer of protection to our oh-so-awesome tribe. Number 3 on the list, and one of the most popular Shapeshifters there is, Mirror Entity. 2 in a white, 1/1 body with Changeling, tap an X, and creatures we control become XX and gain all creature types until end of turn. Mirror Entity is in the number 3 slot. Number 4, and one of the most recent Shapeshifters with Changeling to be created, we're going to Kaldheim for this for a copy of Realm Walker. For 2 in a green, we got a Shapeshifter with Changeling, of course. As Realm Walker enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Of course, we will be choosing Shapeshifter. We may look at the top card of our library at any time, and we may cast any creature spells of the chosen type from the top of our library. So this Shapeshifter comes down, we name Shapeshifter, and we cast Shapeshifters from the top of our library as if they were in our hand. Realm Walker makes our hand bigger just with his presence on the battlefield. Next Shapeshifter up is going to be Taurian Mauler, 2 in a red with a 2/2 body. This Shapeshifter, of course, has Changeling, and whenever an opponent casts a spell, we may put a +1/+1 counter on Taurian Mauler. This will get bigger and bigger, and if left unchecked will become quite a threat to our opponents winning the game. Next, Shapeshifter with Changeling coming up, and number 6 overall in this video, we're going back to Kaldheim, this time for a copy of Bloodline Pretender. 3 colorless for another 2/2 Shapeshifter with Changeling, and as Bloodline Pretender enters the battlefield, we choose a creature type. Of course, we're going to choose Shapeshifter. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under our control, we will put a +1/+1 counter on Bloodline Pretender. Shapeshifter with Changeling number 6, moving forward and going a bit more back in time for the next few Shapeshifters with Changeling, to Lorwyn to be more specific, for a copy of Ghostly Changeling. 2 in a black on a 2/2 body. With, of course, with the Changeling ability on the Shapeshifter, 1 and a black, and Ghostly Changeling gets +1/+1 until end of turn. So it has kind of a slightly overcosted swamp breathing ability like most of the shades do, except the shades are tap a black and they usually get +1/+1. This is 1 and a black for +1/+1. Still good enough to include into the Shapeshifter deck. Next we have, still with Lorwyn, Turtle Shell Changeling, 3 and a blue with a 1/4 body Shapeshifter with Changeling. We can tap 1 and a blue and we can switch Turtle Shell Changeling's power and toughness until end of turn. All right, we're nearing the halfway point. In fact, we're already past the halfway point. The Turtle Shell Changeling was the halfway point. That was number 7. So let's move forward with our 8th entrant here. I'm sorry, I'm counting wrong. It's Sunday for me too. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we're already at the 8th. So yes, the halfway point was the Ghostly Changeling. Turtle Shell Changeling number 8. Number 9, we're going back to Modern Horizons. 1 copy of Shapeshifter, 3 and a black, and again with a 2/2 body, and again with Changeling, of course. When Shapeshifter enters the battlefield, we may return target creature card from our graveyard to our hand. Nice little bit of recursion built onto that creature. All right, next Shapeshifter with Changeling is going to be the Chameleon Colossus, 2 and double green for a 4/4 body. This has protection from black. Not that black is a popular color in the EDH format, right? For every 2 and 2 green we tap, Chameleon Colossus gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power. So at a minimum, we invest 2 and 2 green into Chameleon Colossus and we get an 8/8 protection from black Shapeshifter. That's every creature type. That is good business, folks. All right, we're down to our last 3. We got 10 up, 3 to go, and we're going back to Lorwyn. This time for 1 copy of Cairn Wanderer. 4 and a black with a 4/4 body. And of course this Shapeshifter has Changeling. As long as a creature card with flying is in a graveyard, doesn't necessarily have to be our graveyard. Let's make sure we understand that. As long as a creature card with flying is in a graveyard, Cairn Wanderer has flying. The same is true for Fear, First Strike, Double Strike, Death Touch, Haste, Landwalk, Lifelink, Protection, Reach, Trample, Shroud, and Vigilance. Cairn Wanderer can get to be a big problem if left unchecked, particularly if anyone or the table itself are trying to participate in any kind of graveyard shenanigans. All right, our last trip to Kaldheim for this video, and we are going to include a copy of Morit of the Frost. 2, a green and double blue. We have a Shapeshifter Changeling, a legendary snow creature with power toughness 0/0. We may have Morit of the Frost enter the battlefield as a copy of a permanent we control, except it's legendary and snow, and in addition to its other types. If it's a creature, it enters with 2 additional +1/+1 counters on it and has Changeling. So this is going to work out very well because not only does this allow us to copy any of the Shapeshifters that we have in play already, we can even step outside the box and just copy any permanent we control. So this could become anything else that isn't a Changeling or a creature. So Morit of the Frost gives us a great layer of flexibility in this Shapeshifter tribal deck. And entrant number 13 to complete our baker's dozen of Shapeshifters to be included in this deck. We're going to Modern Horizons for 1 copy of Valiant Changeling. 5 and double white for a 3/3 double striker with Changeling. However, this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature type among creatures we control. This effect can't reduce the amount of mana the spell costs by more than 5. With the way that this deck is being constructed, it will most likely be as rare as Winter Roses that we cast Valiant Changeling for anything more than just 2 white. And a 3/3 double strike for 2 white, well, ladies and gentlemen, that is immense value. And that is going to conclude this edition of Building Around Morophon the Boundless with our Shapeshifter Changeling motif. So, in preparation for our next video, let us begin to construct a deck that's going to embrace the Shapeshifter tribe. That's what we're looking for in our next video. This is MTG Burgeoning, your channel for all things magic.